I do not own the rights to any of this music. All right. Getting ready for the show.
I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away.
Hey Shirley, you gonna make the show tonight? I hope everybody's having a great day today. Getting ready to do the show tonight. Got a great show lined up tonight on Blast. I'm doing a marathon show. Before I go into all that, this show will be recorded live on Facebook, and it also will be recorded live on YouTube. So you'll be able to see the show in its entirety, the live show on Facebook and on YouTube. Now, what I got going on tonight, Stevie Media Production presents, we are doing a marathon show tonight, and I'm featuring Eric Wynn from Montgomery, Alabama. Hey, Sister Shirley, how you doing? Hey, Sandra, how you all doing? Love you too, Sister Shirley. God bless you. Now, on tonight, we got a marathon show going on tonight, and I'm featuring on that show Eric Wynn from Montgomery, Alabama. Eric Wynn, we're celebrating his day. Homeboy Martin, good to see you, my brother. Now, Eric Wynn, we'll be celebrating 30 years of him singing Acappella gospel music. Eric has quite a few albums. Hey, Anthony, how you doing, my brother? Eric has about, I think he has about 8 or 9 albums. And so that brother will have a lot to talk about on the show tonight. So we will be on a marathon show featuring him on the broadcast. So this is his show tonight. This is Eric Wynn's show tonight. And we'll be celebrating his 30 years singing Acappella gospel music on the Blast tonight. That's what we're doing. I also have my song. We got a new single by Vision, Give Me Jesus. They just released their new album, While I'm Still Young. And I'll also be featured in my monthly triple spin for a month of people. Hey, Marcus, I'll also be featuring in my monthly triple spin for the month of April. The Southside Acappella Ensemble out of Durham, North Carolina. They have about 5 or 6 albums too, and I'll be telling you how you can get some of their music on the show later on tonight. So we got a great show planned for you tonight. 3 hours of great Acappella gospel music that I'll be featuring on this show tonight. Eric Wynn out of Montgomery, Alabama. Hey, my brother, good to see you. Marcus, good to see you. I got you scheduled to preach on the show. You're coming up soon, so make sure you check your calendar. I forgot what the date is, but I see your name as I was going through my schedule. Make sure you check it out. So that's what we got going on, ladies and gentlemen. This show will be recorded live tonight on Facebook Live. It will also be recorded live on YouTube. So that check those out. This is a 3-hour show, ladies and gentlemen. So that is a lot of music. That's about 30 tracks. If we can get along those tracks tonight between the conversation that I'll be having with Eric on the show, and he will be my special guest on the show tonight as well. Okay, I will do that, Marcus. Hey, Mo, how you doing? Hey, Rosalind, good to see you. So between the conversation and the music, we look forward to having a great show tonight here on the Blast. So right here on the Blast. All right. Let me go ahead and get my prayer plane cranked up here.
Brothers and sisters, we came to lift you up, to encourage you, to open up the Word of God and stop leaning on your own understanding. Come on, come here. I need you. Don't you give up.
Sister, God's gonna change your life. You must come back.
Guess what? Do your thing, bro. All right, my brothers. It's Friday night, so you know, flying 30,000 feet. Yes, sir. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, let me see if I can start a watch party here. Hey, Lasagna Carter, Charles now. How you doing?
It's the first day of Never felt like getting filled up. Never felt like going in town. Well, you must keep moving. No, you cannot stop. Even though there are times I can't see how.
Now, oh, hey, good to see you, my brother. All right, awesome. Hey, Mark Lemon, the legendary Mark Lemon. Good to see you, my brother. Now, as the show is going on, you hear these speakers that I'm playing now. Unfortunately, as the show is going on, I cannot play back the sound that's coming from the actual live show on Blog Talk Radio or the speakers. I have to use my telephone speaker so that you'll be able to at least hear the show. Hey, hang on. Let's see. That's my daughter-in-law there. But unfortunately, let me put a link on the show. So you can click on the link that's on this video. I need to start a watch session, a watch party. That's what I need to do right now. So you can.
I reckon my suffering. So
you can. Hey, good to see you. So you can. We're going live in about 10 minutes.
My suffering.
Trying to do some show prep right now.
I reckon that. And I'm going through right now. Really can't compare to its power. You will see through me. Just remember
Hey, Mark, how you doing, okay, we'll be on the air in about 10 minutes on Blog Talk Radio.
Lord, I praise thee, for I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and my soul knoweth right as well. Nothing is impossible to those who believe. Freely receive their identity. I walk in the valley now, and evil fears me, because I know my identity. Pharaoh can have me surrounded.
Long time, classmate. Hey, Noah, we went to school together. What school we go to? Oh, you talking to Mark? Okay. Okay, my bad. I thought I didn't recognize the name. All right. Okay, let me get this watch party here. Yeah.
What you create, I know mine is not wonderful. Rest in the shadow of the Almighty. Secret place, refuge. All I get. Power to the mountains, if you just believe. Oh, man. Whenever you're down, you can feel the strength that will make you up again. You just gotta receive your identity. I am a child of the Most High God. I am a child of the Lord of Lords, the King of all kings. I say,
All right, I got my watch party going, ladies and gentlemen.
I am the child of the Lord of Lords, the King of all kings. I know my heart is impossible. What you create, oh, I know my heart is wonderful.
All right, now, hey, Laurie, how you doing? What's going on, Rasha? How you doing? Good to see you, my brother. Laurie, I got me a new shirt on today. Yeah, I figure since I'm gonna be on TV, I need to dress for the occasion. Thank you, Stevie. Yes, sir. All right. Good to see you guys last night. Right before the blast. It's been a 3-hour show. Got a lot of great music that we're playing on the broadcast tonight. This will be a marathon show. We're celebrating featuring Eric Quinn on the broadcast tonight. He's up in Alabama. His brother been singing on the gospel music for 30 years. So he has about 6 or 7 albums discussing his career on the broadcast tonight. So ride with us on the blast tonight.
To become home to the image of His Son, yeah. Oh, my identity. Oh, my identity.
Hey, Columbus, how you doing?
Impossible. What you created, wonderful.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be on there in about 4 minutes.
Hero to thee, I long to thee, I'm on a deeper and deeper in the store. love sublime. I wanna
Ladies and gentlemen, if you will click on the link that's attached to this video, you'll be able to hear the show live. If you try to just watch this show and listen to what I'm saying, you won't be able to hear. You'll be able to hear me, but you won't be able to hear my guests on the show. If I turn on my microphone, my speaker on, as my mic is high, I get some feedback, so I'll be able to hear what my guests are saying. So you need to click on the link and dial into the show. It's 713-955-0508. Okay, simply the call. Celebrate 10 years service. But okay, no, it sounds like a plan. I'll do that. What's the number? What's the link to the show?
Well, dig a little deeper in God love, dig a little deeper in God love, dig a little deeper in the storm. All in love.
Hey Russ, how you doing? Can you see the video now, Russ?
Oh, dig a little deeper in the storm. All in love. Hey Laura,
how you doing? Stop this because we're getting ready to go live here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be on the air here in about 2 minutes. Mic check. Hey, how you doing? Can you see me on Facebook? Okay. Okay. Well, we'll be on the air in about 1 minute, okay? All right. Let's have a great show. All right. Same here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go there here in about 30 seconds. Enjoy the ride on the blast tonight. Now, I can't see you all on Facebook. Y'all can see me, but I can't see you all right now. We're live, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm going to have to turn this microphone off here in a few minutes, so you're not going to be able to hear. So click on the link that's attached to this video and give me a call to the live show at 713-955-0508. I'm going to bring you to the live show. That way you'll be able to hear everything that's being said from me and from my guests that's on the other end.
Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast. Playing your favorite Acappella gospel songs from some of the world's greatest Acappella artists. So sit back, relax, and listen to the sweet sounds of voices. Call in live to telephone 713-955-0508 or send us an email to srbutler1009@yahoo.com. So who's riding with Stevie B on the blast tonight? You're listening to Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast. But there is time.
This radio show is the 2018 nominee, NACAMA, National Academy Christian Acappella Music Award. This radio show is being broadcast from the great state of North Carolina. This is Stevie B, and I'm the blaster master of acapella gospel music. And according to Yvonne, the general conner from Dayton, Ohio, she says Stevie B is the hardest working Christian DJ in the world today, bless her heart. And my dear brother, Anthony Blunt, he is the radio host from 94.7 FM WWBC, 1510 AM in Rockledge, Florida. He said the same thing during the interview that I had with him on his radio show a few weeks ago. So it must be some truth to it. Ain't that right? All right, but you can't be the blaster master if you're not dropping any bombs on your radio show. I said boom, boom. Whoa, I've just taken off and I'm flying 30,000 feet and I'm dropping bombs everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, we are taking back Friday night for the Lord. Oh, yes, we are. For the next 3 hours, I want to play some of your favorite acapella gospel songs from Straight Company, Dorian Paul, Committed Acapella Chorus, and many, many more. I want to hear from our listeners tonight. You can give me a call to the live show at 713-955-0508. And I have some free CDs that I'll be giving away to my fifth caller on the blast tonight. You can send me an email to my new email address. That's butlersteve1009 at yahoo.com. And let me know who's riding with me on the blast tonight. I'm trying to lift up your spirits with these inspirational songs on a Friday night. That's right. It's Friday night. And Stevie B is playing acapella gospel music. So turn up your spiritual ear. At the bottom of the hour, I'll be playing Stevie B's Song of the Week. We want to feature a song and just tell you a little bit about the artist. We'll also have featured on the broadcast Stevie B's Funny Bone. You know I love those comedians because laughter is good for the soul. We also have during the broadcast my shout out. Now, these are just some people I've been in contact with, whether here on social media or people that I've been in meeting here on a daily basis right outside my local area here, right outside of Fort Bragg, North Carolina, who just are listening to this radio show and they're just loving what they're hearing, this acapella gospel music. And a lot of people that I've actually meet have never even heard acapella gospel music. So a lot of them are being exposed to this genre of music for the first time, and they're just loving what they're hearing on the blast on a Friday night. So I just want to show them some love and just let them know how much I really do appreciate them for their love and support for this broadcast. We also have during the broadcast, I'll be featuring on the show my monthly triple spin, and that would be an artist or a group that I'll be featuring. I'll be playing 3 of their singles for every show for the entire month. And this month I have been featuring the acapella, Southside Acapella Ensemble out of Durham, North Carolina. And tonight will be the last night that I play those 3 singles from that group on this broadcast, because I've been playing them for every show for the month of April. Well, also we have during the broadcast my live spot. Now that's just a live performance. I just love hearing the artists interact with their audience. So you got Stevie B loose in the booth on the ones and twos. Now, ladies and gentlemen, on tonight's broadcast, we will be having the marathon show. The marathon show, and we will be celebrating the 30th anniversary for my special guest, Eric Gwynn from Montgomery, Alabama. Eric, how are you doing, my brother? Hey, I'm doing just fine. We flying 30,000 feet, Eric. Yeah, we dropping bombs everywhere. We're gonna have a great show tonight. Now, Eric, what I want to do on the broadcast tonight, after this show airs, maybe it'll be probably tomorrow or sometime this weekend. I want to do a recorded version of this live show on tonight. And what that is, I'll be playing just the tracks from this show tonight without any of our commentary from me or you. And I don't know, some people might say that's a blessing. I don't know. But we'll just we'll just be playing the music from this show tonight, and that will be my recorded version, episode 31, because those shows will be in beta high fidelity. The sound quality is excellent, and you can listen to these shows on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and you can also listen to them on YouTube. Have you had a chance to listen to any of my recorded versions? Okay. Yes, it sounds great. Now, Eric, before we start playing some of your tracks, now we're celebrating your career here singing acapella gospel music, and you have 9 solo CDs and 8 albums and 1 EP. So that is a lot of music that you have produced, man. And I'll tell you, that's something you don't really see that from too many artists, especially this day and time that's been in singing acapella gospel music for so long. So you're going to take us on a little journey tonight on this show. This show is dedicated to you, brother. So you'll be on the air here for 3 hours. This is gonna be a long show, but we got a lot of great music from you. So I think our listeners will really enjoy what they're hearing on the blast tonight. And we certainly appreciate you riding with us. Yeah, you're going to take us on a journey tonight. Now, to kick off the show tonight, why don't you just give us a brief introduction of yourself and just tell us a little bit about yourself before you started your music career, and then you can and get on into how you actually got into singing a cappella gospel music. Hmm. Right. Right. Hmm. Well, we're going to start off with your first album, your 2001 album, Refuge. Why don't you give us the backstory on how that album came about?
Had a few things that happened that kind of ended up ending that group. But then I got together with another group. We had a group called Q. It's just the letter Q. And don't ask me what the Q stood for because it didn't really stand for anything. We just needed a name in a pinch. We just threw a letter out. That's what happened. But we were together. That group was together till 2000, and it was around 2000 when all of us all of us had grown up and were adults with spouses and having children and things like that. And it got to the point where we really couldn't go out and sing places much anymore. We had been singing about every other weekend somewhere, but it got to the point where it was really hard, and so we decided to call it quits. And my intention was just to continue writing because I wrote a lot of the songs in the group. Continue writing, and I had a home studio, and so I said, I'm just going to start writing songs and sending out demos to just groups that might want to sing them. And so around that time, 2000 was when MP3s online and that type of stuff was getting big, and artists having their pages with songs on them and things like that. So I just set up an MP3 page that had some songs. Some of these songs, just demos of some of these songs, and trying to get some interest from some of these groups that were out there. But I kept getting emails from people saying, "So this is great. When's the album coming out?" And I was like, "Well, I wasn't intending on actually doing these as an artist, but then people started."
Well, we're going to listen. Well, we're going to listen to a few tracks from your 2001 album, Refuge, and we want to look at the first single, "The River," and "God's Children." Before I play these, why don't you give us the backstory on those two songs, "The River" and "God's Children"?
Sins and takes away all that hurt, and so, but in order to do that, we have to turn to Him and say, "Hey, take me to the river, wash me clean." So that's what that is. And then God's Children is a song that was written really, I've told people before, it was written more as a musical expression of frustration. Because I'd seen, we just, no matter how far advanced we get as a civilization, I think there's still always going to be, I hate to say it, but there's always going to be hate. There's always going to be prejudice. There's always going to be that type of stuff. And it just doesn't make any sense, to me. And at the time, I was very frustrated about that because it was, God created every single human being, every person, no matter what color they are, no matter what gender they are, no matter what their background is, any of that. God, we're all.
Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, we have my dear brother Eric Gwynn on the broadcast with us tonight. This is a marathon show, so this show is featuring Eric Gwynn's music only. I'm going to have my song of the week, and I also have my monthly triple spin. But for the most part, we would just be playing Eric Gwynn's music, and he has a lot of it, ladies and gentlemen. We are celebrating 30 years of Eric singing acapella gospel music. Brother, we certainly appreciate you riding with us on the blast tonight. Looking forward to this show, man. This should be great. All right, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the ride on the blast tonight. I was a double play from Eric's 2001 album, Refuge, The River, and God's Children. You got Stevie B on the ones and twos. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we got going on tonight. See what we got here riding with me on the blast tonight. Zena Battle, how you doing? Vivian, good to see you. Brando, good to see you. Kathy, how you doing? Tammy Miles, how you doing, my sister? Richie Allen, Jamie Schultz, Pastor Adrian Jason, how you doing? Thomas and Tina Fitzgerald, good to see you. Frank Melton, how you doing, my brother? Ebony Thompson, how you doing? Angela Moore, good to see you. And Desmond Allen, good to see you. If you leave your name and what state you're from, I'll give you a shout out when I go back on the air. All right. This show is also being recorded live on YouTube. Hey guys, give me a call to the live show at 713-955-0508. I got some CDs I want to give away to my fifth caller on the blast tonight. Give me a call to the live show. I want to talk to you while I'm on the air tonight. Thank you for riding with me on the blast. Hey, Bobby Valentine. Hey, George Devane. How you doing, my brother? Desmond Allen, good to see you. Angela Moore, what's going on? Hey, give me a call to the live show. I got some CDs. I got to get rid of some of these CDs, guys. If you're my fifth call, I got some CDs for you. Hey, Desmond, how you doing? Thank you guys for riding with us on the blast tonight. But you got to give me a call to the live show to get some of these CDs. Now, if you're a call, I'm going to give you a CD, 713-955-0508. This is a marathon show. Leave your name and what state you're from. I'll give you a shout out on the show. I know a lot of these names up here, but I don't know what state you're from. Miss Stevie. Hello, Miss Stevie B. Hey, how you doing, Cheryl? Okay, do you want to go live on the air with me? Okay, when after the song ends, okay? All right. All right, guys, give me a call to the live show. Hey, William Harris, how you doing? Give me a call to the live show, 713-955-0508, because I got some CDs I want to give away to my fifth caller tonight. We have a caller on the line. Caller, what's your name and where you calling from? Hello, caller. Where you from, Shirley? Well, thank you for riding with us on the blast tonight. You're my first caller for tonight. You enjoying the show? You gonna call back? I know that's right. Are you enjoying the show? Ma'am? Yeah, I hear you just fine. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you fine out there in California. Amen. Thank you for your love and support. Yeah, call back. I got some great CDs from the groups that I'm playing on this broadcast. Made New Acappella, Steve Adams, some great groups. I'm just playing some of the world's greatest acapella gospel music artists on this broadcast. You cannot deny what you hear on the blast on a Friday night. But thank you. All right, thank you for riding with me on the blast tonight, okay? All right, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a shout out to my dear brother, George Devane. He lives in Greensboro, North Carolina. George Devane, Stevie B, wants to give you a shout out. Shout out. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the marathon show going on tonight. My dear brother, Eric Gwynn. He's out of Montgomery, Alabama. and we are just enjoying some of his music here on the Blast tonight. And he's telling us the history behind this music and his story as well. Certainly appreciate you riding with us on the Blast tonight, my brother. All right, now the next two tracks we want to get to on this album, 2001 album Refuge, is your songs By Your Love and I Belong to You. Give us the backstory on them. Now, after you give us the backstory, well, matter of fact, I got some questions that I have from Linda. Let me ask you one of her questions first before we play those tracks. And this is from my dear sister, Linda Dilly. She's out of Sand Springs, Oklahoma. And she is the one who volunteers to write the questions for the artist who comes on this radio show. She does some great questions. Now, here's her question. You have been described by many over the years as a progressive, multi-vocalist, and the voice of acapella modern rock, in your own words. Explain your style of music. Yes, she asked good questions now.
It doesn't really sound like a lot of other acapella music that you might hear. It doesn't sound like a Southern gospel quartet or a barbershop group or a lot of these things that people normally do walk through. Things that people normally identify with acapella music. I try to approach acapella music as it is. It's music. I mean, it's and the voice. I think a lot of times people think of acapella music and they think of the voice as being something that's limited, and I don't see that at all. I feel like the voice, the human body itself, God created us to create music with it.
Right.
It's the only instrument that God actually created with His own hands. And so I feel like that really the voice is not something that's limited, but rather it's probably the most versatile instrument that exists. A lot of people, you can take a guitar and it'll sound like a guitar. You can take a keyboard and it sounds like a keyboard, but you can't make it. You can't make a guitar sound like a drum or a keyboard sound like a bass. I mean, they're all exclusive to their sounds, but the voice, you can take the voice and it can sound like a guitar or a drum or a keyboard. And if you look at it as being this limitless, versatile instrument, you can create very, very unique acapella music. So that's why I try to be as unique as I possibly can.
Well, I'm definitely enjoying what I'm hearing from you, man. You have some great music. Now, the next two singles that we want to look at now is "By Your Love" from your 2001 album Refuge and "I Belong to You." Give us the backstory for those two songs.
"By Your Love" was a song that was actually written back in the Aerial days with that first quartet. It was written my friend. A good friend of mine, Paul Evans, he was one of the members of the group, a really, really good lyric writer. He had written these lyrics and then just handed them over. We had written a lot of songs together in the Aerial days, and usually most of the time he would write the lyrics, I would write the music, and sometimes we would contribute to each other's lyrics or music or whatever. But this was one of those that he had written a bunch of lyrics and just handed them over to me and said, "Hey, can you put music to this?" And so this was one of those, and this is one that really, I just always loved this lyric that he wrote.
Hey, Crystal, how you doing? Hey, Mariah, good to see you. Larry Taylor, thanks for riding with us on the Blast tonight.
Are identified.
If you're my fifth caller tonight, I got some CDs I want to give away to you. Give me a call, 713-955-0508.
We try to identify ourselves by, with a title or a name.
Trying to do two things at one time, right?
According to Jesus, we're to be identified by the love that we share.
But you got to give me a call if you want these CDs.
By loving others. And so that's what this is. That's what that song is really about. And it's a really powerful lyric that Paul wrote for that. And then the song "I Belong to You" is actually, it was my first song I ever wrote really for my wife, and recorded as far as the lyrics were concerned. And it's one of those songs that I write a lot of songs, and as folks will hear tonight if they listen through my catalog there, I write a lot of songs that kind of can be taken in two different ways. I like to call them undercover Christian songs, because a Christian can listen to this song and hear a love song to God, whereas someone who's not a Christian who's hearing my
Right. I'm glad you said that regarding the songs you write for your wife. You know, I do 3 shows a week. And 2 of those shows are teaching, preaching shows. The Tuesday night show, What a Word from the Lord, and the Gospel Light radio show that airs on Thursday night. But the Friday night show, I do Acappella gospel music, because I realize that a lot of people, they might not want to hear the teaching and the preaching, but like you said, they will listen to the music. And I said, maybe if I start this Acappella gospel music show, then I can point them to the teaching and preaching. You know what I'm saying? So that's right. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's right. That's right. 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 That's right. That's right. I'm just trying to let my light shine, brother, the best way I know how. You know. Well, let's listen to these singles that you got here from the 2001 album Refuge. By Your Love. Got a double play, ladies and gentlemen. By Your Love. And I Belong to You. We got Eric Gwynn riding with us on the blast tonight. Enjoy this double play. You got Stevie B on the 1s and 2s. Hey, pro great Donald, how you doing? Now listen, ladies and gentlemen, you need to give me a call to the live show, because I got some CDs I'm trying to give away to my 5th caller. Give me a call at 713-955-0508. We got a marathon show going on tonight, my dear brother Eric Gwynn out of Montgomery, Alabama. Eric has some fine music.
Forgetting that they are sisters and brothers, when wearing Christ's name should set them apart.
Hey, Doug Williams, how you doing, my brother? Y'all need to give me a call to the live show at 713-955-0508. I got some CDs I'm trying to give away here tonight on The Blast. Thank you for riding with me on The Blast tonight.
It wasn't just for you. Your actions speak louder than words. Your love is what should be heard. They will know you by your by the confession that you show. You answer the need and don't turn away. And it's by your love that they will know that you're a Christian. Yeah. It's by your love. Tear down all the prejudice, the root of everything. Break the barrier built by the tongue. You believe you can. Oh, they will know you by your love, by the compassion that you show. You answer the need and don't turn away. Yeah, yeah. They will know that you're a Christian. Yeah. It's by your love, and it's by your love they will know that you're a Christian. It's by your love. I belong to you. I can never run away from the love that you give.
Man, I didn't even recognize your number. Why are you late, brother? You've been slacking.
I belong to you. You're the only one who could ever call me your own.
Was it good?
And I belong to you. There is nobody else.
All right, brother. We're doing a marathon show tonight. Okay.
And you've given your all to me, and I thank you. And you made my life complete, and I thank you. I belong to you, and to nobody else. Only you are the owner of my heart, and I belong to you, and to you alone. And now I'm completely whole, and you've given your all to me, and I thank you. And you made my life complete, and I thank you. I belong to you.
Almost been on there an hour. Don't seem like it. Time flying.
I can't imagine how my life would be without you. I can't imagine how lost I would be. I can't see myself.
You're my
my fifth caller tonight. I got some CDs I want to give away to my fifth caller at 713-955-0508.
I can't imagine how my life would be without you. I can't imagine how lost I would be. I can't see myself living without you. I can't describe how much you mean to me. I belong to you. I can never run away from the love that you give me. I belong to you. You have captured my heart, and since then I haven't been the same. And you've given your all to me, and I thank you. And you made my life complete, and I thank you. And you given your all to me, and I thank you. When you made my life complete, and I thank you. I belong to you. Only you can know me wrong, 'cause I belong to you. Yo, this is Teray Mack representing Mac Music in Jacksonville, Florida, and you're listening to Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast. I'm Lavinas Carter, and I sing with Truly Blessed out of Atlanta, Georgia. You are listening to Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast. Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast. Hey, this is John Poo Malone, and you're listening to the Acappella Gospel Music Blast with Stevie B.
I want to give a shout out to Don Paso. He works at the Fayetteville Rehabilitation Center in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Don has been a real great help to me doing my rehabilitation. Don Paso, Stevie B, wants to give you a shout out, shout out, shout out. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we got my song of the week. This week, we are featuring the group Vision. This is their new single, Give Me Jesus, from their new album, 2019 album, While I'm Still Young. Ladies and gentlemen, this group's out of Houston, Texas. You're going to love this song by Vision. Enjoy my song of the week.
Giving me Jesus, my soul needs saving.
Hey, Harold Stevenson, how you doing? Good to see you. I got some CDs I'm giving away on the blast tonight, but you can't get them if you don't call me at 713-955-0508. Leave what state you're from in your comment section. I'll give you a shout out.
What I know right now, I would have made some major changes back then. A foolish heart allowed anything that causes so much pain. If you keep on living, you'll have some regret. Don't keep killing yourself to move on to the next chapter. That's when you look up to the killer. Be still and say, Jesus, my soul needs saving. Give me grace. Imagine my life where I could be right now. If I only listen when you whispering my name. It's hard to believe. You keep up in your head. Cause lesson learned the hard way. Keep bringing you pain. And you keep on living you have some regret. Don't keep killing yourself. You understand. Move on, picture to the next chapter. Please let them follow me all of my days. My soul is saving, give me grace.
I love that song.
And I'll keep running. Give me mistakes. Hope follow me all of my days. All of my days. Because I know I need him. And my soul is saving, giving me grace. Oh yeah.
Yes, that's Vision out of Houston, Texas. That new single, Give Me Jesus. I just love that song. You've been listening to Stevie B's Song of the Week. Oh, forgot to mention that this group Vision, they won the 2018 Acappella Contemporary Artist of the Year. And their music will soon be released here on all digital downloads, so you'll be able to get their music. Great group out of Houston, Texas. I got my wingman, Edward Bishop, who just slid in home late. How you doing, brother? You crazy. What you been up to, man? Slide like Jello? I don't know what is going. Do you hear that echo in the background? I'm trying to mute. I got the watch party going on social media, and my phone seems like it just won't cut up. But thanks for riding with us on the blast tonight, ladies and gentlemen. This is Edward Bishop. He's out of Niagara Falls, New York, and he will be tasked with dropping the bombs on the blast tonight. Thanks for riding with us on the blast, my brother. Ladies and gentlemen, we got my dear brother Eric Gwynn. He's out of Montgomery, Alabama. This is his marathon show, and Eric has 9 solo CDs and 8 albums and 1 EP. Thank you for riding with us on the blast tonight, my brother. Now we got some more music that we want to listen to from Eric. Eric has a sing. Now we're going to this next album that you have now, your 2005 album, The Calling. The Calling. Now let's talk about The Calling. Give us the backstory on this album. What was your main objective of this album?
You know, that the first album, Refuge, that we just heard the songs from, was originally an EP, and then I re-released it as an album later on. But so it was just like 6 songs. This The Calling was one of these that kind of came along at the right time. The songs just kind of fell into place as far as writing them, and it was my first full length solo album, and and it was one that with
my phone was trying to cut up.
Had gone, and people had downloaded a lot of the songs and had bought the CD and had listened. And
Hey, James Ramsey, how you doing? We're live, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a call to the live show at 713-955-0508. I got some CDs I'm trying to give away.
So I had that in mind as I was putting together the songs from it. And it had a lot of guests, a lot of guest stars, so to speak. sung in Q with me. Some of the other folks, friends of mine that were really talented singers, and then also I had a couple of guys that I had become friends with that were a part of a nationally syndicated radio show. They were guys, they were producers, but they were also musicians, and they came in and did some work on one of the songs, and so that exposure alone from them being on the album kind of helped with it, and really made it a very successful outing for my first full length solo album. It's one of those things that the writing, the songs on this album are a little bit more put together, for an audience, and also this album, after the song that we listened to a little bit ago, I Belong to You. I had mentioned that was kind of one of these dual meaning songs. I started experimenting with that a little bit more on this album, and so about half the songs are straight up Christian gospel message songs, and the other half are songs that tie in with just life in general. And so they were kind of, like those door opening songs like I was talking about before.
Okay, well, we're going to play a double play now. The singles, The Calling and Alive. Okay, give us the backstory for those two songs, The Calling and Alive.
It was written, actually, the lyrics to the song were written while I was on a plane going to Mexico on a mission trip. And it was around the time of this album that I started really getting into mission work, going on trips with my church and different things. And I made several trips to the Baja Peninsula of Mexico. And it was on one of those trips that I was just sitting there and I was thinking about, what our mission was and why we were going and doing what we were doing. And that's really where that song came from. That's what it's about. It's just about God calling us to do things. And sometimes we have to go out of our comfort zone to do what God wants us to do. And that was a situation with that. Actually, it's a little bit more personal in that it was written after I had a serious medical issue in 2001. I got struck with a bout of pancreatitis that almost put me in the grave, and it was one of those things where when you have something that happens to you like that that's traumatic, whether it's a physical ailment or whether it's losing someone dear to you or whether it's whatever, when you have that, you kind of tend to look at your life in a different perspective. You kind of change the way you look at the way you've been living. You think, well, maybe I'm lucky to be alive. I'm blessed to be alive, that God has spared me this far. And you start to kind of rethink. And this song was really, the song Alive was really kind of my response to almost dying.
Amen. Now we would have never known that we would have got the backstory of this song. I mean, people that listen to your music but they don't know the story behind the music, That's why I think these type shows are important, Yeah, no doubt. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got the marathon show going on tonight. My dear brother Eric Gwynn is riding with us on the blast, and we have two of his singles from his 2005 album, The Calling and Alive. The Calling is the title track for his 2005 album, The Calling, the single Alive. Enjoy this double play. You got Stevie B on the ones and twos. Hey, James Ramsey, how you doing?
I can feel it inside me, stirring deep in my soul. Something I can't quite explain. I can see it before me. My vision is clear, and I know I'll never be the same. The mission I have to accomplish, I must give no less than my all. To die to myself is the only way I can answer your call. I hear you calling me away from what I know. Calling me out of my comfort zone. You have given me a reason for this life I live today. You're calling me to give this life away. Souls are dying, all creation is crying. This world's spinning out of control. Though the world is against us, we must never give up. We must keep pressing for our goal. There's a mission we have to accomplish. We must give no less than our all. To die to ourselves is the only way we can answer your call. I hear you calling me away from what I know. Calling me out of my comfort zone. You have given me a reason for this life I live today. You're calling me to give this life away. You're speaking straight to my heart. Oh, I hear you calling me away from what I know. Calling me out of my comfort zone. You have given me a reason for this life I live today. You're calling me to give this life away. I must give this life away. To give this life away. Hey family, what's good? This is E-Sage with Straight Company. And you're listening to Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Blast, the Master Blaster. Go ahead on. We're united from Houston, Texas, and you listen to Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast. Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast. Hey, this is John Poo Malone, and you're listening to the Acappella Gospel Music Blast with Stevie B. I came to the crossroads, but I couldn't decide which way to go. I didn't know what to do, and I felt so all alone. I thought I had reached the end of this adventure I called my life. I believed it was over, and I thought it all was gone. But then I noticed you standing there. You had been there all along. You made me realize there's so much more than just getting by. I thank God that I'm alive. I have this life to spend with you. I thank God I have survived. I'm thankful for every beat of my heart. I used to pay no attention to all the things in front of me. So much to look at, but so much that I did not see. There was so much to live for, so much had been given to me. I didn't know what I had, but until I noticed you. You were standing right beside me, struggling through it all with me. You helped me realize there's so much more than just getting by. Don't you know I am alive? Yeah, yeah. I thank God that I'm alive. I thank God I am alive. I thank God that I'm alive.
Brother Smooth, man. I'm really enjoying what I'm hearing from Eric on the show tonight.
I'm Thurman Metters with the Ministry Church of Christ Adult Chorus, and you're listening to Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
It's your girl, Tony Washington from Journey Acappella, and you're listening to Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast. Hey, this is John Poo Malone, and you're listening to the Acappella Gospel Music Blast. Stevie B.
I want to give a shout out to Troy Marbles. He's one of the lead vocalists for the group Made New Acapella out of Louisville, Kentucky. Troy Marbles, Stevie B, wants to give you a shout out, shout out, shout out. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a marathon show going on tonight with my brother Eric Gwynn out of Montgomery, Alabama. This brother is smooth, I'm trying to tell you. Thank you for riding with us on the blast tonight, my brother. Hey man, you got some good music, brother. And we just on album number 2. Well, you know, once I go off the air at 8 o'clock, I'll still be recording the show. So this will be a 3-hour show that our listeners get to listen to, those on-demand episodes. This will be a 3-hour show. There's some good music, man. Now, the next song that I want to play is the single, The Real World, from your 2005 album, The Calling. Give us the backstory on that song.
It's one of my favorite songs, actually, that I've done. It's one that I'm real excited about. And it's one that was written, I was up late one night. I was watching some TV, flipping around the channels like we do, and came across something that was it was a show on MTV. You remember MTV back when they used to like actually play music and stuff? They don't do that much anymore. Now it's just like,
yeah, I remember.
This early 2000s, but there was some sort of show that was on there, and it was just
hey Michael, how you doing?
You kind of you come across something every once in a while on TV.
My mic's not hot, so I can holler.
Now more frequently than ever, I guess, that you have no words. You just kind of shake your head, and kind of wonder exactly what world do they think they're living in that they're calling. They were referring to them, to the what the real world really is. I don't really want to be a part of it. I mean, it was just everything that was weird and ungodly and immoral and everything they were celebrating, and at the same time, if there was something that was good,
Right. And isn't it something, Eric, when you see so many Christians who are caught up in the world, like you said, the real world is the love and joy that God gives us, but a lot of Christians are not offended like God is offended. You know, when our sensibilities are not offended as God's sensibilities are, then that's how you know you're out of touch with God and His nature. You know. Wow. All right. Amen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got Eric Gwen on the blast tonight. This is a marathon show. This is his single, The Real World, from his 2005 album, The Calling. Enjoy this single play. You got Stevie B, and Eric Gwen is riding with me on the blast tonight. And my wingman, Edward Bishop, he's down there in the cargo hold getting ready to drop these bombs. Enjoy this single play. You got Stevie B on the ones and twos. Michael Lawyer, how you doing, my brother?
Talking heads on the TV show, smugly claim that they all know the answer. They make heroes out of sinners. They make losers into winners with no shame. They dance around the truth and fight against the things we know are right. They stumble blindly in the dark, not looking for the light. As arrogance
I want to give a shout out to my dear friend Lori White. She lives in Praga, Oklahoma. Lori White, Stevie B wants to give you a shout out, shout out, shout out. Coming up next week, got Stevie B's Funny Bone. You know I love those comedians because laughter is good for the soul. Enjoy this comedian, Anthony Griffin.
Thank you very much. I'm so glad to be here in Nashville. Actually, I'm glad to be back in the country. I just finished performing in Africa, which was fun. In East Africa, to be exact, a little small town
Hey,
called
Tati B.
Detroit.
You know I love those comedians.
I love Detroit. I got hit by a car there, so I was able to make a little extra money on the side. Because as soon as I got hit, I started rolling on the ground, holding my neck, screaming like my mama told me. I can't see. Is my Lexus okay? The guy that hit me looked down. You don't have a Lexus. I looked up. I do now. Because I need money. I have bill collectors after me as I speak. I got so many bill collectors after me. When they come to my house, they carpool. Bill collectors always call me up trying to get their money back. I'm like, hey man, let's remember you pre-approved me. I knew I didn't have the money. Well, we go down. My speaker, Anthony Griffith, he's not in. When you expect him back? As soon as you hang up? And then latest technique, they like to leave messages on your answering machine like they're your friend. I check my machine out here. Griff, what's up? Give a brother a call, man. I'm trying to hook up with you. I'm at 1-800. And I'm born and raised from Chicago. I love Chicago. Because Chicagoans like to bring in the new year by shooting their guns off in each other's house. I was at my grandmother's house one year for New Year's Eve. I counted 20 bullet holes in her window. 10 from my grandmother shoot back. I see behind that station wagon. Come on down and celebrate. Come on. My grandmother will cap you in a minute. And she's retired now, so that's all she lived for. And our eyesight has gotten bad over the years, so she always thinks someone's trying to break in the house. Every 5 minutes, I see a shadow, put the gun down. But I see a shadow, baby. I know you do. You got cataract. Oh, yeah, I forget. Well, cataract, no cataract, you still got to protect yourself. Like my late husband always said. What he always said. Well, whatever it was, he always said it. I miss him. We did everything together. We was married for, let's see, Lincoln freed the slaves in 1864. Uncle Cephas married his second cousin in 1912. Chubby Checker came out with a twist and said, we was married for 2 years. That's the only way my grandmother can remember anything. She always has to start with the emancipation of the slaves. It can be simple things like going to the grocery store. Grandma, you need that at the grocery store? Do I need things? Let me see. Lincoln freed the slaves. Chubby Checker came out with the twist. I went to the grocery store on Wednesday. No, I'm good.
Yes, you've been listening to Stevie B's Funny Bone because laughter is good for the soul. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got my wingman, Edward Bishop, down there in the cargo hold. What you doing down? You sound like you're tired, brother. What you been doing today? Hey, let's go ahead and drop these bombs. We flying 30,000 feet, and we dropping bombs. Are you live on Facebook? You know I'm live on Facebook. Now you supposed to be. No, I'm doing that on all my shows now. Go ahead and get live on Facebook so we can see you. That way we get to actually see what you're doing. Hey, that way we actually get to see what you're doing in that cargo hold down there. You got a cat in the cargo hold? Oh, Lord. Didn't you see that sign when you got on the plane said no animals allowed? So you just gonna break all the rules. Oh, Lord. Hey. Well, go ahead and go live on Facebook so I can see you. Okay, let's go ahead and drop these bombs until you do that. Ladies and gentlemen, we flying 30,000 feet. Or whatever. I said boom, boom. Let y'all hear some of these bombs going off.
Hey, this is Chris Covington with the C Notes. You're now listening to Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast. Hello, everyone. This is Sebrum Branch, a solo artist and also a member of the North Mississippi Acappella Chorus. You are now listening to Stevie B's Music Blast, Acappella style. Enjoy. Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast. Hey, this is John Poo Malone, and you're listening to the Acappella Gospel Music Blast, Stevie B.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got the marathon show going on tonight. My dear brother Eric Gwynn out of Montgomery, Alabama. This brother is smooth. Eric Gwynn is smooth. Come on. Hey, we enjoy what we're hearing from you, man. You got some good stuff. Yes, sir. Yes, that recorded version should be real nice, man. That's it. Yeah, that should be a nice show. All right, we got a double play coming up next. We got your singles from your 2005 album, The Calling, is what we've been talking about, ladies and gentlemen. You know, Eric, he has 9 solo CDs and 8 albums and 1 EP. So we're on his 2005 album. We're going to try to get through a few of these tracks on each one of his albums before we go off the air. We got about another hour and a half. Well, actually, yeah, about another hour and a half on the air. Well, once we go off there at 8 o'clock, we'll still be recording this show for another hour or so. Still got some great music coming your way. Now, Eric, the 2 singles that you have, A Better Place from your 2005 album, The Calling, and Peace on Earth. Give us the backstory for those songs.
Oh, Peace on Earth actually is from the next album. I don't know if it's actually not on this The Calling album. But let me talk about A Better Place anyway. A Better Place song from The Calling, and it's kind of a special song. It's one that was written. There's a couple of folks that passed away in 2004 that were very, very influential on my family and on a lot of the community down here. One was a lady that we went to church with. That was she was like everybody's grandma. You know, she's one of those type of ladies that brightens the room every time she walks into it. You know, and she had gone through a very long battle with cancer and had finally. You know, a lot of times we say she lost her battle with cancer. She didn't lose. She won her battle with cancer by going to be with the Lord, you know. And but she was just a wonderful, wonderful lady. And right around the same time that she had passed away, or right after that, my wife's grandfather, who was a good man, real good, solid family man, Christian man, also had gone through the same thing, gone through a long battle with cancer and passed away. And so it was during that time that I was thinking a lot about heaven and thinking about, seeing these folks again, on down the road when I finally get there. And so that's what the song is about. It's just about a better place that we have waiting for us. We get wrapped.
Amen. I'll tell you what, Eric. Before I'll just play this one single, "A Better Place," because I didn't realize that the next song, "Peace on Earth," was from the next album. So we'll talk about that album on the other side. Okay, let's just do this single play. Okay, so we got "A Better Place," ladies and gentlemen, from Eric's 2005 album, "The Calling." Enjoy this single play. You got Stevie B on the ones and twos.
Weary and worn, there is one more journey that I.
Hey, Anthony Miller, how you doing? Thanks for riding with us on the blast.
I didn't come here to be remembered, but to be ready for what's to come. What I leave behind doesn't really matter at all. I have waited my life for this moment, and I won't wait anymore. I believe in a place that's nothing like anything we'll ever see in this life. It's better than life in this world. Don't weep as you see the end of this life drawing near. There's a place that's better than here. Though we knew this moment was coming, still it seems to be coming too soon. The longer we live, the faster time passes by. Just remember it's just the beginning. Oh, nothing is over and done. There's so much more ahead than what we leave behind. I have waited my life for this moment, and I won't wait anymore. I believe in a place that's nothing like anything we'll ever see in this life.
That's why you're not supposed to watch radio. You're supposed to listen to radio.
Just the beginning of what I've been waiting for all of my life. I believe in a place with nothing like anything we'll ever see in this life. It's better than life in this world. Don't weep as you see the end of this life drawing near. Nothing like anything we'll ever see in this life. It's better than life in this world. Don't weep as you see the end of this life drawing near. There's a place that's better.
Okay, I'll come put some of that thing. I'll see you when I'm done. Yeah. Don't spill that milk.
Hello, family. This is Steve Adams, and you're listening to Stevie B's
Thought I was live.
Acappella Gospel Music Blast. Welcome. This is Gary Edison of the Acappella group One Hope in Christ, straight out of Louisville, Kentucky, and you're listening to Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast radio show, and he's dropping bombs. Boom, boom. Hey, this is John Poo Malone, and you're listening to the Acappella Gospel Music Blast with Stevie B. Is your congregation in need of lending for a building or expansion project? As your partner and advocate, Diversified Financial Network will take the time to understand your unique situation and develop a financing solution that meets your
This is a program reminder. Stevie B's Media Production presents. We're airing live shows here on Blog Talk Radio the first Monday of every month from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm hosting a live show, the Gospel Light radio show. It's a special edition, and one of my co-hosts will be on the air presenting a lesson from a selected topic from our listening audience. Also on Tuesday night from 6 to 8 p.m., 5 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm hosting a live show, What a Word from the Lord radio show. And on that show, we have each week my special guest speakers from the Brotherhood of the Churches of Christ will be presenting lessons from the Word of God. And also, we have a Community Corner segment on that broadcast with small business owners and entrepreneurs who have products and services that are offering to our community. Also, my co-host, Edward Bishop. He's my wingman here on The Blast on Friday night from Niagara Falls, New York. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, that brother's a gospel preacher, and he'll be presenting lessons on that broadcast every other week. And he's scheduled to preach this Tuesday night on that show. And then on Thursday night from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm hosting the live show, the Gospel Light Radio Show. And on that broadcast, I have 8 co-hosts who are presenting lessons from the Word of God. And each week, I have 2 of those co-hosts on the air with me. I'm also taking some questions from my Shout It Out platform on social media, Facebook, and I'm posing these questions to my co-hosts during the show. And also on Friday night from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm hosting a live show, Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast. I'm playing some of the world's greatest Acappella gospel music artists on this radio show. And also we have the Story Glory segment where we're interviewing artists once a month. And the next scheduled artist we have is on May the 3rd. We're interviewing the artist Rain out of Tampa, Florida. And we're also debuting new music on the show. The next scheduled album debut that we have is on June the 21st. We'll be featuring the group Called by God Acappella Ensemble out of Nashville, Tennessee. And we're also featuring old music on this broadcast. And then once a month, we're doing the Top 20 Countdown show. The next show we have is May 17th. I'll be counting down my top 20 Acappella gospel songs for the month of May. We're also doing once a quarter the Marathon show, like we're doing tonight. This is a marathon show for Eric Gwynn out of Montgomery, Alabama, and we're celebrating his 30-year anniversary singing Acappella gospel music. The next marathon show we have scheduled is July the 26th, 2019. We'll be featuring Made New Acappella out of Louisville, Kentucky. If you're an artist and you would like to have your music played on any of my radio shows, you can send me your MP3 formatted tracks via Dropbox, and my email is srbutler1009 at yahoo.com. You can now listen to all my shows, on-demand episodes. If you're not able to listen to these live shows here on Blog Talk Radio, you can go to my affiliate internet stations and see these on-demand episodes. You can go to Spotify, you can go to iHeartRadio, you can go to Apple iTunes, acaradio.net, you can go to iWave Radio, you can go to mccbroadcasting.com, you can go to ivcbroadcasting.com, you can go to YouTube, go to my YouTube channel and see Stevie R. Butler, aka Stevie B. You can also go to the Church TV network and see their playlist, Acappella Radio, to see these on-demand episodes, and go to the site World of Acappella to see these on-demand episodes as well. And go to my website, Spreaker.com. That's SPREAKER.com, and see my name, search my name, Stevie R. Butler, in the search bar, and you will see all these on-demand episodes. I'd like to give a shout out to my sponsors who are sponsoring these radio shows. My sponsor, Sharon Norwood, she's from Chicago, Illinois, and her company is called Organo, and her slogan is a health product for healthier living. And also my sponsor, Bethesda Memorial Funeral Directors Crematory Services. They're out of DeSoto, Texas. And my sponsor, Stanley Phillip, he's from Little Rock, Arkansas, and he's the owner of A Touch of Class Apparel. And my sponsor, CJ Colson, her company is called Euthirpin Health Institute. She's from Monument, Colorado. And also Diversified Financial Network, LLC, out of Dallas, Texas. And the owners, Mark and Charlotte Carroll. And the 3 E's of Stevie B's media production, it is the objective of this broadcast. We want to educate, we want to edify, and we want to encourage you in a study of God's Word. And that will conclude my program announcements. You're listening to Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast. Ladies and gentlemen, we got the marathon show going on tonight. My dear brother Eric Gwynn, he's riding with us on the blast tonight out of Montgomery, Alabama. We certainly appreciate you riding with us on the blast, my brother. Man, this is a great show, man. This is a great show. We have some great music, and we really enjoy what we're hearing on the blast tonight. Now we got a double play that we want to play from your 2007 album. Now Eric has been taking us on his journey, ladies and gentlemen. So we listening to how this these albums came about and some of the things that he's been enduring in his own personal life. And we're just grateful that he's willing to share that with us. Now, give us the backstory on this 2007 album, Fresh Hope.
An album that actually kind of sort of happened by accident in a way. I'd done The Calling in 2005 and had done a bunch of, I'd gone out and sung a lot of different places supporting that album. I'd done a couple of radio shows, the old, not radio shows like this, but the old, like you tune in on the radio shows, and that had gotten some exposure for the record, and things had gone really, really well with The Calling, and I knew that I had in front of me, I had even more of an audience, and so going into the next full-length album was going to be, I'm never totally satisfied with everything. I always want to do better every time. I always want to improve, and that's our nature. We always want to do better than we did before. Look for the things that maybe we weren't crazy about and try to fix those and do. In this case, I had a really good album, or what I thought was a really good album. A lot of people thought it was a good album. I got to do something better. But I knew that would be something that would take me a while. I knew it was going to take a pretty long process to be able to write songs and to be able to top that out. So I kind of started the writing process for the next album, and right around the time as I was going through, it was around December, around Christmas time, that I was doing a lot of writing, and naturally, with Christmas in the air, there's a lot of, I suddenly found myself writing a lot of songs about the birth of Jesus, because that's what a lot of people were thinking about at Christmas time, that's one of those things that, as Christians, I don't think we take it enough advantage of, because, you've got a time of the year where people who don't normally think about Jesus are thinking about Jesus, whether they want to or not.
Hey, Eric, you know what I've discovered on social media around Christmas time? That's the time Christians get a chance to argue about why they shouldn't be celebrating Christmas. Right. Right.
That really, we should be celebrating. It's Jesus came to the Son of God came to the world to save us. That's a pretty exciting thing. But anyway, I found myself writing a lot of songs about the birth of Jesus, and so as that season was approaching the next year, I thought, well, why don't I just see if I can put together I think you have enough songs for an album, a concept album about the birth of Jesus. So let's just do that. Let's try and
Well, we have a double play of Peace on Earth and You Are Worthy. And this is from Eric's 2007 album. He's just about giving us the backstory for these songs. So we won't ask him to give us the backstory for these individual singles. Let's enjoy these two songs from this album, Fresh Hope, from his 2007 album, Peace on Earth and You Are Worthy. You got Stevie B on the ones and twos. Hey, Terry Cox, how you doing? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to go off the air here on Blog Talk Radio in another 5 minutes. We're about to go off the air, but this show will still be recorded. So when you go to my affiliate internet station, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple iTunes, you will get a 3-hour show that aired here tonight on the blast on this Blog Talk Radio, this live Blog Talk Radio. Thank you guys for riding with me on the blast tonight. For those of you who joined us on social media, on Facebook, and also on YouTube. Peace, peace, peace. And I'll see you, Lord say so, on the other side. Check out the on-demand episode. I'll be publishing this show tonight, later on this evening, once I go off the air. All right? So once at 8 o'clock, when 8 o'clock comes, this video will end, okay? Well, actually, when I play these next two songs, this video is going to end. But you can see the whole show on, or you can listen to the whole show on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, and iHeartRadio. Eric Gwynn was my special guest on this marathon show tonight out of Montgomery, Alabama. He has some great music. I think you'll really enjoy what you're hearing from Eric on this broadcast tonight. Hey, Terry Cox, how you doing? I'm going to end this video on Facebook at 8 o'clock. I'm going to end the video on Facebook at 8 o'clock. Once I go off the air on Blog Talk Radio. What on my Facebook page? Yeah, I'm live on Facebook. But I'm there all night. But once I go up there on Blog Talk Radio, I'm in that video on Facebook. People who are looking at that video, they want to click onto the show, they won't be able to hear it because they get logged in. So no need in staying on the air on social media if they can't get onto the show, the actual show. Nope. So once I go up there in about a minute here, I'm just going to end it on YouTube too. So that's what's happening. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go off the air here in about 20 seconds because I'll be off the air on Blog Talk Radio, so there's no need for me to stay live on social media because if you wanted to listen to the live show on Blog Talk Radio, you wouldn't be able to do it if you're not already called into the show or logged in through social media, through the links that's on this video. So you wouldn't be able to even hear the show. So what you have to do now, once I go off the air, is once I publish this show through my distributors, you'll be able to listen to this entire show, this 3-hour show on my affiliate internet station, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple iTunes. You will get a 3-hour show on those sites, all right? Thanks, guys, for riding with me on the blast. It's been a blast. I really enjoyed it. Peace, peace, peace. And I'll see you all say so on the other side. God bless.
You